Welcome to Tapping No Cap. Welcome to Tapping No Cap. And if you've learned something, what's your opinion? I think that's all the intros, right? We got no more intros around?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, just double checking. We got a slugfest today schedule. We have battle. Let me make sure I got the actual thing pulled up. We have Mad Clowns, I think. Where's overlay at? Here it is. We got Anger versus the Mad Kings. See, yeah, on the wrong side. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this thing going.
Thanks.
You ready to go? You said what?
No, it's okay. Let's get it.
Let's get into the introduction round, man. Let's let Mad Kings. Let's go ahead and get your introduction round out the way. What y'all got? We doing, what is it for the introduction round? Is it 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Bet. Here we go. Let me know whenever you're ready to go. We can start with Khan first.
Start with who?
You.
Oh, you said us? I thought you said Team Anger. You said Mad Kings? Oh, okay, cool. Kings, yeah. Let's do it. We seen. Oh, we are. I'm tripping. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. Time starts.
All right, bet. All right, man. So today I will be representing Kingpin. As you see, this is his introduction. Occupation: he's a criminal mastermind, former president and owner of businesses and legitimate businesses. He is a martial artist. As you can see, his height, he's 6'7", 450 pounds. All his body fat is made out of muscle. He's fought against your best characters. Kingpin's went against Daredevil. He's went against Spider-Man. He's went against Punisher. He's been against your favorite heroes and has bested all of them. Kingpin was raised in New York and basically started off as a kid who grew up in a mob, who was abused by his father, also was in a tough neighborhood, who was picked on by others, trained himself to be stronger, faster, and taught himself in martial arts. If you could see within the scan, it says right there that as a butterball began to fit weights and studied the martial arts. So he is a martial artist. When he got older, he did become the leader of the Hand. This is him learning how to use a samurai sword and whipping the best of their top ranked ninjas for practice. This is what he does just for training, fighting multiple people at the same time. Again, this is him running the Hand, having Lady Bullseye as his right hand lady, if you will. And yeah, man, Kingpin is nothing to mess with. He's conquered New York. He's had multiple heroes have to team up to go against him, and he's beat the best. Go ahead, my guy.
Just real quick, I'm introducing Oroku Sake, aka the Shredder, the big bad of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe. He was born roughly around 300 years ago in feudal Japan, and there's a way that he came to be in the present day. But the scan right here just shows, if you could bring that back up really quick, that he was very proficient, and was handed the title of the Shredder to take over New York, and did it within a year of being there in New York. Uh, Also, a problem when he goes into other universes, as you can see here, took over the Penguin's gang with his ninjas. Very deadly. Not really a one-on-one opponent. He worries more about overthrowing governments and actually conquering. Our guys are kings for a reason, and we're going to show you guys why in the next few panels.
That's time for Mad Kings. All right, Team Anger. It is your introduction round. You guys can start. Well, let me make sure I get the timer pulled back. You guys can start whenever you're ready. And just let me know, TJ, if you're doing when you're going. I'll put your scans up and kind of can get Bandos. But whenever you want to go, you have to start.
TJ, start us off, homie.
Oh, so TJ, all right. What's good? My name is Tevin London. Go by London, and today I will be representing the Killer Instinct champion TJ Combo. You go right ahead. Bring them up.
Oh, yeah,
TJ Combo.
Which one?
Kind of hard for me to see.
Intro one. Okay.
Kind of hard for me to see. Yeah, the introduction. Yeah, as you can see, TJ Combo was born on the back street in Galveston, Texas. He grew up at the age of 12. Tyler Johnson, has always trained in boxing ever since the age of 12. He won his first championship at the age of 12, being though that he defeated his opponent with one savage blow. Ever since then, he just wanted to live the high life. He just knew that he wanted the life that he wanted from his childhood. Go to the next scan. Right. Zoom in a little bit more. TJ Combo, he's basically just an outboxer style. He learned to train a boxing ever since he was young, learned to go hand to hand. He fought against cyborgs, aliens, ninjas, and assassins. TJ doesn't care who he has to go up against. He is just someone that is willing to come in and take anybody on. And that's who TJ Combo is. That's his introduction. You can go ahead. Bando.
All right. What's up, guys? I'm John Arthur. I will be presenting to you guys today Bando Yohei, the Bloody Tusk. An elite medical student turned serial killer, Bando slaughtered Yakuza with his bare hands for nearly 3 years before being captured. Before he could actually finish his mysterious research, which is just learning how to kill people easily. And with his body, the way he does things, it's possible. He's running around roughly 6'5", 324 pounds with a absolutely freak of nature style body, guided by an intelligence that has gone through medical school and seen pretty much everything the world has to offer when it comes to combat. He's had to fight crazy doctors. He had to fight martial artists with all other kinds of skills. He knows how to kill people. He may not be the best martial artist, but when it comes to putting somebody in the dirt, he knows how it's done. He knows how your heart works. He knows how your brain works. Everything else. That's what he's here to do. That's all I need.
Okay, that's fine, man. Well, guys, let's go
into the next round, bro.
You said what?
We can just jump into the next round.
Yeah, I was going to the next round. So let's go ahead and get into round one. Powers and abilities. This is going to be a 6-minute round, you guys. We're going to go with the Mad Kings. You guys have 6 minutes to discuss the powers and abilities of both your characters.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, timer started.
All right, so we're talking about my boy Kingpin. He's grew up in a criminal city, growing up using lethal weapons such as pistols. He's, as he said, Yohei being a freak of nature, but he's more like the great value version. Kingpin is the top tier, snapping people's necks, choking them out, taking multiple stab wounds to the back and not being able to be taken down. Always has been a one-man army. His strength is ridiculous. He's able to go against what's going on, Santo? Able to go against Spider-Man hand-to-hand combat, just 1v1. This is them fighting in the weight room. As you see that Spider-Man has a armband on because that was their first run that he fought Kingpin, and he that's how he left Spider-Man. He came back for round 2, and as you see, the weight that he's lifting is 300 pounds on both sides of the thing. Now, if you're looking at real world weight, that's 300 per plate. But even if you want to low ball and say 300 on both sides, that's 600 pounds as he's lifting up with one hand. Going past that, people think that Kingpin is slow because he's a big body built. Unlike Yohei, who is slow, my character can dodge multiple rapid fire bullets being shot at him in a small room and not get shot one time and take out every single member that was in the room. He's trained in martial arts. Like I said, people still underestimate how fast he is. This is him training, going against the top tier martial artists for their combat style. And if you can see the scan, it might be a little too small, but the person who's watching the fight says that he beat them all within 6 seconds. So that's that. This is him going against Captain America. Captain America talks about how fast he is. If you can look at the last part of the scan, he dodges a speed attack, a speed blitz from Kingpin, and then he uses his strategy by pulling the cover underneath his rug, taking him off balance. And if you know anything about Kingpin, his grip is you can't get out of it. Not Spider-Man, not Captain America. Your strongest characters can't get out of his grip. And he says he's right. He's much faster and stronger than I thought he would be. This is again Spider-Man admitting to how fast he is, underestimating how fast he is. And this is Deadpool pulling out a pistol on him, trying to assassinate him, and he quickly blitzes him, and he admits that he's so fast that he didn't see him coming. So again, multiple characters have admitted to how fast he is and that he always gets them by surprise. Go ahead.
All right, so Rokusaki Shredder has unbelievable strength. Can you bring up the clip where he's slicing down a whole telephone pole?
Yes.
So Rokusaki not only has strength but precision enough to slice this single-handedly without effort. That's a telephone pole. I don't know if you guys seen them nowadays because of all the cell phones, but those are as big as tree trunks, even bigger. He's able to cut that with relative ease. Can you bring up the meatball feed real quick?
Yes.
This shows his speed.
Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. My fault.
This will show his speed. He's able to cut and move faster than the eye could perceive, which varies between people to people, but to move that fast to make it look like a blur, you have to move within 1 of 255 of a second. And we'll show that right now when it comes up.
I found the meatball one.
So before this guy even realizes, cuts the meatballs, but then also cuts the 2 candlesticks. Now our opponent is coming in single hand or bare hands. They didn't bring any weapons into this fight. Our guys are main villains. To not bring a weapon is a detriment to your character. We're bringing knives to a fist fight. These guys aren't ready for what we're packing. I mean, we already outdo them in the strength and the speed department. Can you bring up the time where he gets bitten by Leatherhead?
Not true.
So he gets bitten by a man alligator, a mutation. This thing is supposed to be over 500 pounds. It's a mutated alligator. And alligators by themselves already have a bite force that's the strongest bite force known to the animal kingdom. He takes it like a champ. And not only does he take it, he gets back up and dominates him. It didn't even phase him. So superhuman durability. And he's able to take down the gigantic lizard. Yeah, my guy doesn't play no jokes. So Bando was able to kill people for 3 years. Cool. We ran the city for centuries. We run the daytime and the underground crime syndicates. So you're gonna have to bring something a little bit more tougher. And TJ Combo, I mean, you're bringing gloves to this fight. Yeah, he's enhanced, but without his enhancements, he's just a boxer who loses to other boxers.
Okay, so let me go ahead and chime in. Also want to say, speaking about my guy's strength feats, this is him tossing around Spider-Man like it's nothing, throwing him through a wall, picking him up, slamming him into pillars, breaking them down. So when it comes to a strength feat, Yohei Bando can't see me.
That's time. All right, fellas. Team Anger. It is on you.
All right.
Let me know who goes first. I gotta double time it with scans for TJ and Bando.
Pull up TJ's. I'm going.
I'll pull up Bandos for you, bro. Don't worry about it. You can pull up TJ.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Pull up TJ scan of him in the gym with the dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
As you can see, this right here. This is TJ Combo in his regular hometown gym. He has really good superhuman strength, but this is him after his enhancement. This is him fighting dinosaurs. This is a velociraptor. You've seen Jurassic Park. Those are about 7-foot velociraptors. This man is fighting a velociraptor in his gym, and he fights them every day. These are ferocious dinosaurs. These are ones that work as pack hunters. And he could take this on with his bare hands or his gloves in his gym, and he beats it. That's a 700-pound dinosaur that he just beats around. And also, you want to talk about the pain tolerance? Bring up the scan with TJ talks about his ripping out his metal arms.
Which one is that? Is it skeleton right here?
That should be no. It should be a picture, a blackout picture of TJ pulling out a metal arm, and it should have words at the bottom. But there's a scan that I sent. Should be one of those last two at the bottom. Yes, right there. It says that TJ Combo was enhanced with cybernetic titanium implant arms, like bones throughout his whole arm. And it says that he literally ripped the metal implants out with his bare hands. So yes, your enemy's coming out with weapons and all that, but this dude literally pulled out like his bones and pulled it out of his arm. But his arms weren't damaged because his enhancements gave him a minor healing factor. So even if you beat my guy, he heals pretty well. Yes, it takes time, but he heals. Also, there's one more scan I want to bring up. Bring up the one to where his combo breaker.
Combo breaker. Is that the video?
No, that's the one with the skull head that you brought up last time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The one with the skull head. My Kingpin studied martial arts, Shredder, all forms of martial arts, but my guy TJ, he analyzes in battle, and when his opponent comes in, he has a technique called combo breaker, where he can break any combos, and he's an outboxer. He likes to stay out of his opponent's reach, and he takes his chances with missed swings. TJ Combo got combo breakers to where any combo you come at him, he'll break it because he's the master of combos. I'm good with TJ.
All right. So let me get a scan one up real quick. So first thing I want to talk about is speed. Since, my speed's called into question. We're all talking about moving faster than the eye can see. Well, his Bando's regular attacks, at the way he attacks, is already faster than the eye can see. In his very first fight, they thought he had brought weapons into the battle because he doesn't need weapons. His hands were causing what people saw as explosions. And these aren't like, little pop-up like you're throwing little firecrackers. These are explosions like hand grenades. And nobody could see where his hands were going. This man was just blowing up concrete in the area that the battle was taking place. And this is longer than like the reach of hands. And he's striking all around this area, causing people to think that he brought a weapon into the battle. Doesn't need a sword when your hands are causing literal explosions from striking concrete. And if I could get part 1 and part 2 just to show that real quick.
Come on, you go.
Oh, that's on me, brother. That's on me. And,
here, let me pause this timer real quick.
I got you.
There you go.
And he is.
One.
Yep. And that shows the crazy range that it can go at and the force of it. Literally being remarked as explosions. Let me get part 2 on that as well. And what this is, it's him catching a person who can see those things and try to predict the actions and still catching them with his technique. Because not only is he that fast as far as his movements, but his mind is. Because he is that smart. He has the actual tactical acumen to be able to keep up with these things and not even be moving his feet. Y'all got to rush me. You're going to run across the room and get smacked in the grill. Your head's going to blow up. You're going to be like, I'm going to run at you like Captain America, and your head's going to be off your shoulders. Just like that. You don't have the tactical ability to keep up with somebody who's striking that hard, that fast from that range. If you could pull up part 2 for me, please. Since we're talking about swords and slicing and dicing.
Oh, that's not it.
So not only did he fight somebody who was using a sword that was just pulled out, they're like, oh, and let me get the second part of that. He was able to recognize the threat of the attack and decide that, you know what, it's not going to be better for me to just move out of the way. He decides to move his spine. He moved his entire spine out of the way to avoid the strike and snap this fool's neck in one shot. You think you've killed the guy and he just ends you. So at any point in time, the fight could be over. He chops you in the throat, snaps your neck, all when you think you're going for a kill shot. It's not happening. Your weapons give you overconfidence, and that's what's going to get you killed.
That's time. That's fine. That was a good round.
Good round.
All right, we're going to move directly into the rebuttals. Let me get the rebuttal timer set up. All right, we're going to let Team Mad Kings, you guys got the first rebuttal round.
Okay, I'll start.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Start. So first and foremost, my opponent said that he swings his swings his arms really crazy and that they cause explosions. Well, as you saw, the dude that he was fighting was a pipsqueak. He fights nobody on his weight class. My character, as you saw, was 6'7". I weigh 400 pounds. His character is, like he admitted earlier, was only 6'5", and he doesn't weigh nowhere near that. My character is way stronger, fights people who can lift 25 tons. His character can't do nothing like that. And when you're talking about taking explosions, well, this is a scan of Kingpin. He says, hold up, let me take him one-on-one. Gets shot with a real explosive, a real one, not a pretend one, not something that looks like an explosive, but a real one. Goes out unscathed, knocks him the fuck out. So when you're saying I can't run up on you, you never fought somebody that has the same durability as Kingpin. So cut it out. Go ahead, bro.
Can you bring up the Shredder versus the Triceratops alien? So he wants to bring up the defeat about the Raptor. This is Shredder putting hands on an intergalactic warrior who happens to be a Triceratops. This is a thinking, sentient, galaxy traveling being and a warrior at that. I mean, it's cool that TJ Combo fought a raptor. That's cool. He fought the raptor with enhancements as well. And when he didn't, he lost an eye. Let's not leave out facts. When my dude fought, you saw he washed the dude. He wasn't even. He was. That's a Tuesday. Like I said, you boast around fighting things that aren't human. Like that's literally Shredder's whole bag. If you can. Let's see, hold on real quick. Can you bring up Shredder slicing the court?
Slicing the what?
Batman's court.
Got you.
So, I mean, this is not even, your guy is not even Batman tiered, so I'm not even going to use this, but just the fact that he cuts Batman's cord, it's a feat on its own. Batman's cord is meant to restrain superhumans, right? Your guy who fought the dude with the sword wasn't as proficient in ninjutsu as the Shredder. He'll kill both of your characters before they even blink. As you can see, I can bring up that speed feat. He's able to move faster than your guy could flail his arms or TJ could throw a jab. So you guys have to compete. Deadly with weapons or without weapons, deadlier with weapons. And your guys chose to disarm themselves. So we'll be more than happy to disarm your opponents literally for you guys.
Well, that's the first rebuttal round. Team Anger, you guys are up for rebuttal.
Go ahead, Bando.
All right, so just want to point out, we talked about speed. I don't see anything that breaks any of the speed above faster than I. So I don't know how anybody's blitzing anybody. We have all got to that level of speed. So don't see how that's going to happen. But the attack range in a fight is what matters. The person who can attack from the furthest range is going to get the first attack. I haven't seen anybody have any attack range close to what I have. And so, yeah, you can have Kingpin being able to take an explosion. How do you have that aimed at your head? You know, you got this big-bodied man taking a grenade launcher, whatever you want, to his body while he's wearing a Kevlar armor. Let's not ignore the fact that this man wears Kevlar armor and actually, like, comes in with protection. This guy, Bando's literally smacking people's heads off. Now, you want to show me Kingpin taking a 50 cal to the dome piece real quick? That would make a little bit of sense. You feel me? And as far as the whole killing me with the sword, like I said, you're stabbing me, you're going to do some damage, right? Yeah. How do you accommodate for the fact that this man moves his internal organs and everything else around? You're going to hurt him. You're going to get something good, and then he's just going to snap your fucking neck. You ain't got nothing to change that. Like, you're super tough, you're super strong. Homie's still 300-something pounds and throwing shots with his bare flesh that is equivalent to an explosion. I mean, hey, it's proofs in the pudding. Go ahead, TJ.
All right, pull up the picture of Fulgor, the robot with the blue blades. You see, this is Fulgor. This is a cybernetic robot that TJ actually destroyed in a battle. He destroyed this with his bare hands. That's reinforced titanium and those blue blades. You see, that's just like, this boy is a cybernetic version of Shredder. Those blades, Shredder has normal steel blades. I can admit that, but this is plasma heated blades. Pull up the temperature of plasma. Plasma burns at an excessive of 11,000 to 14,500 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius. Yeah, Fahrenheit. TJ was able to take those scars and keep on fighting. That's hot enough to melt concrete or tungsten. Tungsten is the hardest metal known to mankind, and TJ survived that. So yeah, Shredder might be able to cut Batman's cord, but TJ, he could take a superheated plasma version of Shredder's attacks and still keep on coming. So Shredder's weapons, pretty much it's pretty much like a mosquito bite to TJ, and TJ can still take that. And once Shredder's in close, TJ got him with his ultimate. Pull up the video of TJ's combos if you can pull that up. It's like a 1 minute combo video if I got time. If I don't have time, don't worry about it.
Is it right here?
Not that one. Not that one. Never mind. That was the buzzer.
We'll bring it back up for another round. We still got it. We get it for another round. Okay, that was a tough rebuttal round. I saw the haymakers going back and forth. Judges, what are your initial thoughts to the round so far? Well, judges, me saying myself as well. Lulu or Aisha, whichever one of y'all want to go first, giving your initial thoughts thus far.
I think so far it's been really good. The intros were really great. They were strong. I got introduced to some new characters. With the first round and the rebuttals, I'm actually seeing how it plays out with the intro, how it correlates, and how each one in these battles have some very strong skills that can ultimately be the determination of who's going to be winning.
Okay. Aisha?
I'll be right back, guys.
Intros were strong. As far as the rebuttals, there were some low blows, but hey, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think this has been a really, like, at least for me, I don't know how y'all feel exactly on it, but I feel like this has been swinging back and forth. There's been a pendulum with each rebuttal round. Each round, I hear a counter for a counter for a counter. And it's been very, very valid in each one. So I'm excited to see who's going to throw that last counter to get the knockout blow going forward. We got people coming back in. There's Bento back. Okay. So now we can throw you back over here and me back down there. Okay, let's go ahead and get into round 2. Defense and weapons. Again, we're going to continue to start with Mad Kings first, just to keep the continuity there as far as that goes. So whenever y'all are ready, we can get y'all round going.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. I'm ready.
All right, time starting.
So this is weapons and defense. So like I said earlier, my character has been trained with the hand. None of these characters that they're naming has any real combat experience. Like, we're talking about 2 conventional fighters, people who fight within a ring basis. My character fights from the streets and fights with multiple weapons. Now, mind you, I believe I can beat Bando with my bare hands, so I'm not going to use a sword. I'm actually going to give it to my opponent. To my friend, my partner. Also, with that being said, we're talking about a guy who is a sumo wrestler. Like I said, he's made of nothing but mass muscle. This is Red Skull, the same character who has the same amount of strength feat as Captain America. And if you can see at the top of the scans when he's hitting him in the face, he said it's like punching a wall. Nothing that he's doing is phasing him. Nothing that he can do. He's hitting him at his vital points, hitting him at his knees, hitting him on his feet. Everything is not phasing him. And he weighs so much that literally all if he wanted to, all he can do is just sit on you, and that's the rest of the fight. That's literally how their fight ended. Like I said, same thing with Captain America. He's a human wall. Nothing that he can do phase him. He literally says at the top of the scan, Spider-Man hit him with his might, and he could take punches from him. So what makes Captain America think that he can phase him, even think to phase him, not hurt him, but why would you even think you can phase me? And Captain America says, well, I can dream. He gave him the I can dream speech. So we go past that. Boom. Talking about tactics. You said I don't have tactics. This is me literally telling somebody, pretending that I have no combat, pretending to allow him to rob me, tell him a second and literally whoop him with a second, using somebody else's body as a human shield and throw him into the person who was trying to shoot me. Still unfazed, not shot. This is the second scan that we show with rapid gunfire is being shot at him, and he still does not get hit. Again, talking about his strength feats, he's outstrength Tombstone, who is over 25 tons of strength feat when hands with Luke Cage and all, and he one-shot him. So when you're talking about snapping my neck, why am I going hands with people like Spider-Man and Tombstone that are way past what you got, and they're not snapping Kingpin's neck? I don't see how that's even possible. And like I said, talking about Tombstone, this man's body is literally impenetrable. So you're the watered down version of what we actually do in the Marvel universe. Like, you can't stab him, you can't shoot him. You talked about a 45 to the face. You're literally watching a scan where the dude gets blammed in the face, and he still keeps fighting. And this is a dude I just one-shotted. So why would your character be even comparable to me? And then I'm gonna use this time as a little quick rebuttal, real fast. He tried to talk about how his character swings his arms really fast, and he asks him, why you didn't do that the first round? And I'm gonna let y'all read it. He says, well, if you read my medical charts, it's difficult for him to do that. It's a strain on his muscles. So he won't even do that in the beginning of the fight because it hurts him. And it will literally put him in a critical position. He said it's a high-risk move. So why would you use that in the beginning of the fight knowing that it's your last resort? So you don't even know what my character comes with, so you know it's going to be close range, and if Kingpin gets close range, me already showing you what his durability do, it's a wrap. Go ahead, bro.
Can you bring up, I think it's scan 3, where he's disarming a guy with the gun?
Gotcha.
So Kingpin got durability and defense on lock. My guy brings the speed, the agility, the precision. This dude reacts to a gun being pulled out on him across the room and is able to seal the distance within a matter of milliseconds. We're talking about speed feats. He outruns a bullet. If you could bring up, I believe it's the next one. So right here, he's actually coming in on a group of elite assassins, including one being Karai, which, if you guys know about Karai, she could probably solo both of you guys' characters by herself. She is the daughter of the Shredder. He takes them down within seconds. trained ninjas multiple opponents. Like my partner said, you guys aren't used to fighting multiple opponents, let alone two juggernauts like ourselves. You guys are used to fighting one-on-ones, and not only used to fighting one-on-ones, you're used to losing one-on-ones. Bando's character didn't get past the second round. And for all the talk of speed feats, Hasumi just jumped around, figured out his distance, and then sealed the deal with them. It was a light work fight. And for TJ Combo, yeah, full bore is big. It's not fast. So, of course, he didn't get any hits. But TJ Combo, he's not faster than Shredder. It's not about what weapons you could bring to the battle. It's about what weapons actually land in that battle. I could bring a gun to a fight, but if I don't shoot you one time, what's the point of bringing the gun? My opponent or my character will seal the deal with your character. Can you bring up the one where he's threatening Splinter?
Splinter. Is that a scan or is that?
Actually, can you bring up the one after the karate fight? I just want to show you just the skill we're talking about. He's punching out Bebop right here and Scorpina from the Power Rangers. It's the one above that, the one with Ralph. Right. Oh no, I don't think we have that one there. All right. For my last one, can you bring up Shredder versus Vito? We good. So we're killing anyways.
That was a toughie. I'm excited to see how Team Anger is going to come back at that. Team Anger, you have 6 minutes on the clock. Let me know whenever you're ready to go.
All right. Pull up the scan of TJ's moves. It should say power line, trimmer. Pull up all that.
Is it powers or powers? This one right here.
Yeah.
One from before.
You see, this right here. This is TJ's ultimate move. You see, that's normal speed. That's berserker speed. His berserker speed is actually faster than his normal speed because TJ, he can enter a berserker mode. That's like his rage mode. It's where his speed, his punches, and his strength, they all come at you. They actually say 5 times faster than the normal human. So TJ is actually 5 times faster than the normal human when he gets pushed into desperate situations, and he can actually hold that mode. That's not like an adrenaline rush. That's an adrenaline rush that he can hold. He can stay in that mode. Also, pull up the one that's like 1 minute 19 seconds. That's a move. That's a video. See that right there? That's called trimmer punch. Shredder, when I checked him, he only weighs 280 pounds. A full bore weighs 550 pounds. So TJ, he can hit the ground and cause an earthquake and send your character flying in the air. Once Shredder's in the air, TJ can actually grapple him and go for his famous combo, which is a 189 move combo. Once that combo comes in, Shredder ain't got nothing to do because Shredder in the air. He got nothing to hold on. He got nothing to keep him balanced because TJ got him in the air. And also he got his grappling moves. He could grab Shredder while he's in the air and throw him on the ground and break Shredder's back. Yeah, TJ got the moves to take on Shredder, and he got a move that can actually hit the ground and throw your character 13 feet in the air. That's some serious strength. So just imagine someone coming at you with that hit to send you in the air like that. Pull up let's see, go over to the next scan.
Next one was powers.
Over to the next one.
Right here. Hold on.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. You see, Shredder, he don't even got that much armor. He just got his arms and his head covered. Everything else is pretty much exposed. TJ can easily get through all that. So TJ, he got Shredder. Shredder's just a lightweight compared to other characters. So TJ knows how to handle lightweights. You go ahead, Bando.
All right. So first off, I want to clear up some things. So he is not fighting characters that are nobodies. The very first person he fights is a literal assassin trained to kill people who uses pressure point techniques, Denmark, and all that shit like that. And that person was brought to the tournament to kill them. The only reason that Bando did not immediately use his technique was because he was trying to figure out what was going on with that person. He physically can do it, and he is capable of doing it. But that was somebody who was actually interested in seeing what the hell was going on. And because like, oh, that's a medical student. I want to know why they're here to kill me. That's why he didn't do it, not because he could not. And as far as the next fight, Hatsumi, like actually, I think I have the scan for that. If you could pull up the second part of scan 1, Hatsumi actually says that he would have died. Yeah, the one right after that. He says that he would have died if he had not been given outsider information. And he is actually a highly accomplished martial artist who is capable of moving within the span of sight. He can move faster than the eye can see, and he can also actually predict what's going to happen. So he should be able to outmaneuver something like this. The only reason he survived that, with both of those things being his abilities, being very fast and being able to predict his opponents, he only survived because somebody told him to look out for it. I'm sorry, but everything you said was hogwash. You should look at your shit better for trying to come at me like that. So let's go on a little bit further with that. So for his defenses, he has extremely thick muscles. We can go to, I think it's part 3. He's got extremely thick muscles that not only has been able to help him survive being slashed and stabbed, next one after that, but they can resist having his actual pressure points penetrated and can slow down weapons in order for him to be able to do things like moving his spine and or just flexing out of shots that should completely leave him completely unmovable. I'm talking about striking your nerve clusters and ruining your physiology. He can just shrug that off. And also talking about Kingpin having durability, guess what? We're human. I love that Kingpin could take that bullet in the head. What happens when you get your side of your head smacked, your earbum burst? Like, you're talking about he's a wall. You know what walls are made of? Concrete. And this nigga's breaking concrete with his hands, like explosions. So you can take that. That's fine. You take it to your face and your head. Are your eyes as durable as everything else? Is your ears as durable as everything else? With all that arrogance, with all that confidence, he's going to try to tank it. And then he's just going to be ruined. He's going to take a shot and he's going to be like, oh, I'm coming. And just getting every bit of him getting ruined because everything you've said, he's like, oh, he can tank this. He can tank that. Okay, let your fleshy body tank things that shouldn't be tanked. And also talking about the people he beats up, you're talking about people who's actually got superpowers who are like, oh, Tombstone has literal hard skin. That guy can get shot in the head because he's made of something different. Kingpin is still made of flesh.
That's time.
Like Tombstone has been dropped into a lava pit and survived because he's made of something different.
That's time.
Okay, my bad.
Got to cut it off. That was a good round. We're giving you guys rebuttals now.
I'll start it off.
3 minutes. Let me get the timer ready. 1 sec.
All right, let's get it.
All right.
So my brother wanted to say hogwash. This is his literal partner that says that, the more I think about it, I've never met it. So it's such an inconsistent, somebody so inconsistent as him. This is your nigga, right? He says, even with him not being in a great condition, Paul, you talking to my round? Oh, no, pause my time. Give me like 10 seconds back. Give me 10 seconds back. So like I said, with his even with I'm gonna bring it back for him. So even with this scan being said, he says that even him finding characters that are not on his level, he still struggles against. But he just said that he's an accomplished martial artist, right? So why is a person who is considered a bum by other fighters or somebody that's inconsistent would be considered somebody that can go against somebody like Kingpin, who has fought The Hand, who has fought Captain America years and years and years, centuries of combat skills. Talking about Spider-Man, a person who has spider sense, and then let's go ahead and get into why it's so impressive that he catches somebody like Spider-Man. Does anybody remember the first Spider?
I think you're pretty fun.
Talking about he goes against characters like Daredevil, who all
I missed.
And I played it real fast, but he says I don't miss. That's Bullseye, the man with perfect perfect aim, and he only misses when it comes to Daredevil, but yet Kingpin punches lands on his face. Make it make sense. Go ahead, bro.
Right. Can you bring up number 2 real quick? Because I forgot we wasn't really talking about equipment, which our opponents aren't bringing. Talking about how fleshy and vulnerable we are. Kingpin could take shots to the head. Possibly got body slam was done. Might know the one with him holding a penguin. So Shredder brings in his headpiece, the Kuro Kabuto. It's a relic passed down from generation from the Foot Clan over 1,500 years, forged through the totems of the clan's defeated enemies, as alloy that is forged stronger than steel. I mean, he wears that more symbolic to start off the fight with a psychological attack. He wants you to be scared of him. Other than that, he brings in the Tekko Kage, which are the reverse blades gauntlets that he has here. Right here, he's fighting Batman, who's armed to the teeth in a robotic suit for the second bout that he fought, because he already understood that he's not only fighting a martial artist, he's fighting someone who can wash him, and we're talking about Batman here. If we want to come up and say that
it's time. Let's run that back. Team Anger, your rebuttal whenever you guys are ready.
I got something real quick. All right, so to clear up the Hatsumi claim, just since they want to talk about that, Hatsumi is a fighter renowned for not just his skill but his immense laziness. Of his 16 losses, only a single one of them was actually a fight that he participated in. All of the others were missed for various other reasons. However, despite this, Hatsumi's talent is very real, and even some of the most powerful fighters in the Kingen Association fear his strength and should he ever get serious. Nigga's just lazy and doesn't like to have to work. So the fact that my opponents would try to use that to discredit this just shows they're not really looking deep into the research. They're looking at any little thing they can to discredit it, which is making them look invalid. So just want to get that out there. TJ, what you got, man?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna say this. We talking about Fisk and Shredder running companies. In the Killer Instinct world, the whole world is ran by one company called Ultratech. In that world, there's basically an evil version of Walmart. And we know Walmart is a multi-conglomerate today. TJ took down that whole company. So it doesn't matter if you run a company, you run the Foot Clan. TJ takes down companies all the time. So your squad, that's nothing for TJ. He took down a company that ran the world. You are just an underground company. So your company, your equipment, and all that, that's nothing compared to TJ. That's like an everyday lunch break for him. Also, we're talking about the strength wise. Okay, so what? A giant crocodile bit down on Shredder. Okay, so what? Kingpin took a slug round to the face. Okay, TJ literally ripped his own implants out of his arm. That show me something where somebody went into their own body and ripped their bones or their implants out, and that basically should leave your arm open. But TJ's arms healed up, and he's back in the ring fighting. So TJ got better durability handling all that. And plus, let's not also forget that robot that he fought against is ran by AI of the previous winner of the Killer Instinct tournament. So the previous winner, TJ actually defeated because he is ran by his brain in that robot. So the previous winner, TJ defeated him in a high-tech body that's basically Shredder and Predator put together. Because
let me get that last 15 real quick.
Fulgore can turn invisible just like Predator, and TJ still beat that up. And he didn't beat it up; he shredded it to pieces. That's all I got.
Oh, so this is a 2v2. I got 360 attack range. I can attack both y'all at the same time.
That's time. Hey, that was a good. Hey, man. Say, man. That was a good round. We're gonna get directly into the third round, guys. Strategy. This is the one I'm very interested in seeing. Before we get into that round, judges, what are your guys' thoughts on the last round? Give me a quick thought process.
Last round. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Last round for me was really strong. It was. I'm glad that you guys utilized all your time to really express how each character was able to go in, and the rebuttals were extremely dope too. I feel like you guys came with it this week. This is different than the other 2 weeks, but I'm happy about this one right here. It's gonna be tough.
Aisha.
So again, it was good that they both utilized all their time. The only thing I had an issue with was trying to continuously use, whether it be either side, a side character to help boost who your guy is. I feel like you could have found another way to probably help boost him instead of continuously focusing on the martial arts dude for Bando.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. As far as me, I think I'm kind of in Aisha's perspective in regards to the over excessive use of other characters to validate your own character strength, as well as, again, it's comics, so character strengths vary. I know there have been some scans that are brought up. I know, Khan, I'd like to see you bring up more detail on the one of the scans you brought up was from a movie into which Kingpin took just kicks to the knees that brought him down his knees. So, which is kind of differing from the durability that you've also discussed here. So, give me a little bit of, I guess, I'd like to try to find some kind of equilibrium in regards to characters' abilities and where they are equally, or where they're on a consistent basis. If that makes any sense. But let's go ahead and get into round 3 strategies, guys.
Hold on, what about Lulu?
Oh, Lulu.
All right, went.
Yeah, she went first.
Okay, my fault.
Come on now.
Hey, you know I can't forget about her. Y'all made me feel bad about it last time.
Yeah,
that's what makes sure she went first. That's what makes sure
I
she
be
went
thinking
first.
about it every time ADC goes.
All right, Mad Kings, it's on you. 6-minute strategy. What you got for me?
You want to start, my guy?
Yeah, I'll start, man. Can you bring up the one where he's fighting a whole temple of Aztec warriors?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm not sure which ones you got and how they
work. Well, yeah, if you go back to that first one, yep. So this is Master Splinter, arguably the best martial artist in his verse. He's able to cripple him. He's on the same level as Master Splinter. When it comes to strategy, our guys is already at the top of their game, and they haven't been knocked off. We're talking about a washed-up fighter who had to get enhancements and then take out enhancements to make them stronger. And we're talking about a guy who lost round 2. These are our opponents. Like, let's keep it. When we're talking about strategy, can you bring up the scan when he's fighting all the turtles?
Is that the video?
Again, our guys fight multiple opponents all the time. Like, this is just a thing that they do. If you put against our guys against a single opponent, it's normally an overkill. Now, Bando wants to say that he can attack 2 opponents at once. He can barely hit the one opponent one time. For all his flangling and dangling, he hit that dude one time and he survived it. So, I mean, it's cool for his attack power, but when we saw it in action, that one time when he was able to hit with accuracy, he didn't do shit to the dude. And he expected to land on a dude who took a fucking gunshot to the head. What are we talking about, guys? We're talking about a boxer? We're talking about a boxer? I mean, leg kicks. Leg kicks are a boxer's biggest weakness. And we're talking about Shredder, who is the master of 18 different forms of ninjutsu. Not including swordsmanship, which I believe my partner said earlier in the round. He would throw me his samurai sword or his cane sword. And with that, it's so bad. So bad. Go ahead, you can take it from here.
So as I showed y'all multiple times, my character is used to fighting multiple opponents at the same time. He literally trains just excuse me, let me go ahead and get to it. He literally trains by fighting multiple opponents at the same time. Let me pull up that right scan, though. Right here. Hold on, my fault. Yeah, right here. These are top tier martial art trained people, right? This is what he does as a training regimen, right? It says in the scan, if you look in the towards the middle, the guy on the right, he says that he beats them within 6 seconds, right? In the scans that I showed you where he goes against Captain America, You see, like I said, he pulls the rug underneath his leg. He gets in close. He gets a grip. And as I already showed you, Spider-Man and Captain America, who was a super soldier, couldn't not only phase or hurt Kingpin, but then on top of that, says that he can't get out of his grip. Spider-Man, somebody who is 100-tonner, can't get out of Kingpin's grip. So when you're talking about getting up close, I already showed you that his durability is way stronger than his. I show you his strength is lifting up over 600 pounds with one hand. He hasn't showed us not one strength feat besides cracking the neck of a person who, you know what I mean, he's a medical doctor. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's an assassin, but he's not a top tier fighter like Captain America, who has centuries of fighting skills, or any other characters that I named for Kingpin. So when you're talking about me getting in close range, I already also showed you with the type of senses that Daredevil has and the type of senses that Spider-Man has. They see everything that's around them. They see things in slow motion. They see things with a vibration. You should not be able to pull up and surprise them with any speed or any attacks, but yet Kingpin always does. So why would somebody who a martial artist who was lazy could outmaneuver his supposedly so fast arms, but somebody like Spider-Man who can outblitz lightning, who has light speed dodging ability, can't out dodge Kingpin's punches. So until you actually show me unless you can show me a scan that says how fast this thing moves, a blink of an eye or not being able to see it is not scalable. And then on top of that, you're talking about the fact that Spider-Man himself, only the person who can take pictures of Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Why? Because he moves too fast for the eye can see. So even with that being said, the fact that I'm fighting Kingpin, the fact that Kingpin is fighting Spider-Man shows you that I'm fighting people already on par with that all day. And the fact that you already have a medical condition to where you can't fight like this the whole time, you're not going to pull that out the first beginning of the fight. So I'm already going to get close. I'm stronger than you, so I'm going to break your body. I already showed you Kingpin snapping necks. And then on top of that is that when you're sitting here talking about his arms and shit like that, if you're not knocking me out within the first punch like you didn't do your own opponent, which you're not going to do because I just showed you his durability, then you're going to eventually kill yourself. You're going to beat yourself to death. Just like how Daredevil was swinging on Kingpin, he said, it feels as if I'm killing myself by just punching this man. So my strategy is to use my physicality to wear my opponent out, or use objects to get in close like I did with Captain America, and then break his bones apart just like his opponent did within the series. That's my time.
That's a tough one. Team Anger, it's on you.
All right. Do you have access to pull up the video that was sent to you? It was corrupted, but it just sent through. It's in the messenger. It's the last video, like the very last one.
If it was just sent, I can't bring up any new scans. Connor, you gonna allow
it?
Okay,
hell no.
So yeah, we're not gonna bring up any scans past the time.
It just flashed on my screen. It said file just sent. I don't know what that. I'm guessing that's what the video was. But all right, my character, he's a close range fighter. So short range, that's no problem. Basically, we're gonna take the weakest one out first. We're gonna deal with Shredder. Shredder, since you 280 pounds, my character first. His tremor punch that can launch you in the air and get you in the air, and also even if Shredder wants to stay far away, my character has an attack called his flying knee. That's when he gonna fly up towards you with a knee kick. So even if you 5 feet away, 6 feet away, the farthest he ever went was 15 feet. The dude flew towards you with a knee to the head, 15 feet away, and since Shredder wearing that what's it called, Kuri Kabuto or metal helmet. Basically, if TJ were to hit that with his knee, that's like ringing a bell over your head. So Shredder gonna have some hearing problems, or like just dazed after TJ comes at him like that. And once I grab you and throw you in the air, my partner Bando can take you out like that. Because once you're in the air, and plus with my 15, and plus with my 189 hit combo, like I said, 189 hit. That's a constant combo with you getting hit 189 times. And plus, if I enter my berserker mode, that's coming at you faster than what you can see. Because my character, when he fought against Fulgore, he dodged bullets because Fulgore got torrents in his head. My character coming at you faster than bullets if he coming at you in his berserker mode. After that, I give it to Bando.
All right, so the faster than eyesight was already used to scale for my opponent, so them trying to like refute that, a little weird, but I'm gonna kind of gloss over that. Part of the thing is that his mental capacity allows him to constantly gauge and associate where his opponents are and what they are doing. You might be fast, you might be able to outmaneuver whatever. He's still going to be able to tag you. And then you're talking about breaking his bones. Part of the thing I already showed is that he has a massive amount of flexibility. That's part of his thing. If you could pull up, I believe it is scan part 10. It shows his massive amount of flexibility with somebody trying to get him in a joint lock, and his body's just twisted and moving. If your tactic is to try to get in there and break him, you're gonna end up in the same scenario. Plus, what he does with his tactics, if you look at part 9, or actually my bad, part 8, he uses his own vertebrae, the own joints of his body to break his opponent. So you grab me with your fingers, he can do that with his elbows, he can do that with his shoulders. Any part of his body that can hinge can be used to fuck you up. And so if the idea for you is that you're going to get into close range, that's not a problem. And if you're talking about just taking the shots and trying to weather him down, you're still flesh and blood. You get smacked in the eyes, you get popped in the ears. That is a problem. And I have not seen anything that shows that he walks away from that. He's still a human. He might be an extremely tough human, but those are parts of the body that just aren't going to be completely okay after they get battered or smashed. And also with the fact that since he has a extended range and he has that speed, with my opponent being able to knock people, or my ally being able to knock people into the air and being a short range fighter, I can attack you guys from the maximum amount of range. Nobody has the same amount of range and ability to produce that range as he does. He can immediately use this technique like he did in his very first fight, as in not the fight of the tournament, but the very first fight of the series, and then like the fight where he's fighting the actual martial artist who can predict movements. It's the first thing he pulled out. And like I said, the only reason the homie survived is because somebody told him it was there. Could you pull up, I think it's part 11? Yeah, part 11. And that shows the utter range that he has. And as well, if we go back to fucking part 2, he still catches the guy. Homie was able to do a front flip out of it to keep himself from taking the full damage of the blow, something that splatters people's skulls and blows up rocks. You're talking about taking that. I understand being able to take that to the head or any of the more durable parts of the body. It's not going to happen in the way this fight's going down. And then also talking about the speed with Spider-Man and his ability to be able to react to Kingpin, you're looking with that scan, Spider-Man's jumping all the way around the room and is just constantly evading Kingpin. Yes, of course, you can fight in a closed-in area. You eventually get your opponent where you want him. That doesn't mean that you're that fast and you can just constantly do that. Nah, you wear the person down. That's fine. That takes time that you're going to be taking injuries and trying to do things that aren't going to work. If we look at part 7, he can twist his body in ways that you would not understand. So while you try to twist him and break him and do all that stuff, you're just getting beat up by TJ and he's hitting you with every other part of his body. Can I get that part 7 up? Yeah, so talking about you gonna break necks, twist arm, what is that gonna do? You're gonna be doing that while you're just getting battered and trying to do anything else to survive an actual creature of a person. And then if I could get part 6 up real quick, just so I could show his ability to be able to withstand being cut and sliced and move his body in ways to keep, like, that should be his femoral artery. But being a doctor, he knows what injuries he can and cannot take. He knows what is sustainable and able to continue fighting and what isn't.
That's time.
Let me go first for rebuttal.
All right. Get rebuttal timer up real quick. Give me one second.
Hold on real quick.
Hey, should you have something to say? I thought you saw you throw a hand up. Get to take off.
She got to go?
I think so.
I got to head out.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Send me a message with your decision on it. Because I don't want the other team to see. Just send that to me specifically.
You said send you what?
Like your decision of who you believe will win it. So like thus far from what you've seen.
Okay.
Out of the two.
Got you.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
Hold on.
Are you ready to go?
No, hold on real quick. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to roll semi soon because I gotta feed my daughter.
Okay, no problem. We at the butt end of it anyway, so just want to make sure we're good. So
Okay, let's get it rock and rolling in.
all right, I'm ready.
3 minutes going.
All right, so my opponent tried to sit here and say that, oh, you can't sit here and crack his bones like it's impossible. Let's all watch this skin, please. How to squabble. You know what I'm saying? Teach a man how to squabble. You literally just try to do all that rifty ref, try to make it seem like your character can't be touched or that you can't get your bones cracked because you're so flexible. However, somebody that's nowhere near on my physicality, not my strength, not my durability, got close on you and broke your bones. So why is it that somebody that's way weaker than me can break your bones, but I can't? Somebody who breaks walls, somebody who throws cards, somebody who snaps necks the same way that you do. Again, you fight smaller opponents. I fight people that are above my weight class, like Mr. Fix-It and all. And yet I can go blows with these people, and you only fought smaller opponents, and you went down every fight. Even your first fight that you went down, you almost died. You had to have a special doctor just to heal you up. Your second fight, you got knocked down and had your skull pushed into your body. And you literally did the whole arm little thing as a last minute resort to be like, oh, I wanted to win so bad, which is why I did this desperate move. So I already showed you that. So you can't sit here and like you said, oh, you wore Spider-Man down. That's why you call him. Who the fuck wears Spider-Man down? All the stamina that man has, a mutant type character. And then you're telling me that I'm not going to wear you down? A nigga who doesn't have that durability? The person who has a medical chart that if I try this move, I'm going to wear myself down? That doesn't make sense. The math ain't mathing. Go ahead, bro.
Right, man. We are talking about a guy who dislocates his joints. That's cool. It's a part of the trick. He can't move while he's doing it. There's no jumping for him. There's no leg feet work or nothing. But Hasumi was able to jump around him and get his distance. Again, a lazy fighter is, by your own admission, beat your character. That makes your character look worse. Our characters, as far as strategy, we're the hand. We control the hand and the foot. Our guys go together. Our guys sword and shield. As you guys are targeting the obvious threat of big juggernaut coming towards you who can take all your hits, all he's doing is closing the distance while Shredder, the actual stealthy character, goes around and kills your guys. You guys have yet to show your strategy where you guys are going to work together. To be honest with you, guys probably step on each other's toes all day long. He's going to be whipping around the arena. He's probably going to hit TJ combo. Does he give a fuck? I don't know. But he has there's no rhyme or reason. And again, we don't see the heads going off. He did it one time, hit the dude one time, he was fine.
That's time. Whew. That was a toughie. Team Anger, this is your rebuttal. You have 3 minutes.
All right, pull up the scan of the meatball with Shredder, please.
Oh, okay. Using our skins. Let's do it. All right. Go ahead.
All right, see? That's Shredder just chilling right there. See? Right there. Shredder calm and collected. Now pull up the scan with Shredder and the Triceratops, please. Let's make this one quick.
All right. Hold on. Yep, got you.
Yeah, I'm losing 5 seconds. See, once again, Shredder calm and collected. That's because let's all talk about the obvious. That helmet that he's wearing, the Kurt Kabuto, that is a rare item of the Foot Clan. All right, that's also a reinforced metal. So TJ coming up, hitting Shredder in the face because he's a boxer. He could go for the face. That's like a metal bell on your head. Show me any scan, Looney Tunes, cartoons, anime, whatever, even DC. When you have something on your head and you hit it, that messes with your senses. Shredder, he's still human. In the senses, that's different. When you hit Shredder, he's gonna lose it. And plus, there was also another scan. I know you didn't put it in there, but I know when Shredder loses the Kurt Kabuto, if he takes it off, he goes into a frenzy. He goes into a rage because he has to have that helmet on. So even if TJ uppercuts Shredder and the Kurt Kabuto falls off, Shredder lost his senses. He can't do nothing because he lost the Kurt Kabuto. But if he wears it and he hits it, that's like a bell ringing in your ear, messing up Shredder's senses. So in retrospect, that helmet is a double-edged sword for Shredder anyway. So the helmet, that's Shredder's biggest weakness. Go ahead and take it, Bando.
All right, so if pull up part 12 is talking about smacking TJ, you can see that he's talking about Katsumi dodging around because Katsumi has the ability to be able to predict people's movements, which I don't think any of my opponents can do. But you can also see that there is the judge right behind him who is not being hit. I hit where I want to hit. I can control where I want to hit. I'm not going to smack my companion because I know what I'm trying to kill, and it's the both of you guys. So just want to make sure that it's cleared up because the scans are there to show exactly what he can do. And like we were talking about, we're talking about being able to control the battlefield. TJ can, y'all have to close in on us. I have the furthest amount of attack range. TJ can knock you up from a range. None of y'all have given us anything that allows you to be able to control the battlefield to the degree that we have. Now, it might only be 2 or 3 techniques, but we have battlefield control and you do not. So I don't see how you're talking about
I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to bring up, like TJ said, he has a tremor punch. Even from a distance, if I were to hit the ground, you're going to fly in the air, 13 feet in the air.
Interesting. That was a tough one. That was a slugfest. Okay, we're gonna move directly into round 4. This is gonna be cross-examination. This is where me and my co-host here, or my co-judge here, want to ask each team a couple questions to kind of gauge where we may be believing who's winning either or, just to kind of narrow that down some. I don't remember. Is there a time on that one, or are we just going to go off the questions?
It's not because y'all got to formulate y'all questions, but obviously we'll rush our answers because Bando.
Right. Yeah. All right, Lulu, do you want to knock your questions out first?
Sure. So for Bando, I wanted to go over your weapons in defense. Can you just reiterate anything that you said or didn't get a chance to say that would just make your point stronger of why you annihilate any competition?
Okay, so like I said, it is his ability to be able to understand the human physiology, and when dealing with people that he's like, all right, this is how I want to hurt someone. As a doctor, he knows how to hurt somebody. He's able to produce an amount of force that can hurt somebody, especially when targeted, not being into a wide open area, but into a targeted area. And then his ability to be able to do that at an extended range at a high speed. That is why I think that he has a much higher chance of being able to hurt somebody, because these are tough people, but this is a guy who knows the human body, knows how to hurt it.
Okay. I have double questions for Shredder.
Yeah, that works. I mean, Aisha left, so that's cool.
Okay.
First of all, tell me, I want to hear more about your strategy overall. Can you elaborate for me?
Like I said, this being a 2-on-2, Shredder's getting more help than he normally gets fighting multiple opponents. And my guy, again, my partner itself is a main threat. You have 2 main threats, right? And so which one are they going to focus? You have to focus on one of them. Because one-on-one, they're not controlling our guys. They're saying they lost to lower opponents on record. Like we saw, dude said he couldn't get his arms broken. We saw the same dude break his arms. So, like, I mean, I don't know how much you could take for their actual feats to word to heart, because they kind of like to improvise a little bit. But my guy, again, showed twice by my other opponent, was able to cut something before he can even react to it. So this dude is flailing around and trying to hit Kingpin. It's easy for a ninja to sneak out behind Kingpin's shadow, slice off one arm. Go to the other side, slice off the other arm. Now you have a stub. Now you have a tree trunk in the middle of the ring taking up space. And we're worried about the boxer who has boxing gloves on. And he's talking about putting a ninja, the master of ninjutsu, into the air. I don't know if you know, but boxers don't normally jump. He has a flying knee smash. Oroku Sensei damn near lives in the air. In trees, across rooftops. Like, I don't know what he thought, that it was a disadvantage for somebody being in the air that's as acrobatic as the Shredder. But he's going into my domain. So put me in the air. Please follow me up so I can do my air combo. But the difference is when I land my combo, you're going to come down in pieces.
So I'd like to also chime in onto the strategy. Like I said, I already proven that his physicality is not above mine. He's not my weight class, and he hasn't shown any strength feats to show how much he can actually lift or the damage that he can cause. Yes, he can cause little specks in the ground, but I've shown Kingpin break down whole walls. So that to me is not a threat. Also, talking about breaking his body, I showed you that Kingpin snaps people's necks on the regular. He literally snatches people's arms off. So what is stopping me? If I can catch Spider-Man, a super acrobatic, somebody with spider sense, what is stopping me from catching one of those arms? Because he's not moving faster than Spider-Man. He can't make that argument. So what's stopping me from catching one of those arms and simply breaking it? I'm a sumo wrestler with the same martial artist technique that the character has that broke him down. So if I had the same martial arts in my repertoire, what is stopping me, a more physical character, from doing the same thing? And like you said, his character has flesh. The way he said my character has flesh. The difference is that mine is made out of pure muscle. Yours is not. You're only flexible. So I can take damage and you can't. So it's like you said my eardrums and you said, oh, okay, your body can't take damage, but what about your eardrums? What about your eyes? Your character has never done any of that in any of your fights. You haven't attacked any of those sensitive organs in anybody else's body. Your only main objective is to protect your organs.
It's not turned into a rebuttal round. Yes, the question. You gotta go through the question.
No, that's the answer. But that's my answer is that
that's not strategy.
I'm saying
her question was about strategy.
I'm going to be able to close in
this ain't strategy. What is this?
Down. That's basically my strategy. And like he said, I have a katana. My character has gauntlets. I can share off my katana and pass it to him and fight him one-on-one, or he can pass off the katana back and I could just slice one of those arms off because I just showed you he trained with the hand. So again, like you have nothing else but your hand to hand, and I've proven that I've fought people with way more better hand to hand battle experience than you. You feel me? So that's my strategy.
Well, my other question for Shredder real quick is can you go back over for me weapons and defense concerning Bebop?
Concerning Bebop?
Yes.
So Bebop is his opponent. Well, it's actually his support. Well, yeah, if you can show the video again. Actually, can you show the last video clip of him fighting Bebop and Rocksteady? I mean, he dodges lasers point blank, closes the gap, and is able to knock out 2 mutants. I mean, these are not just like dogs and cats. This is a warthog, human hybrid, and a rhino hybrid. And you can see he uses straight skill to take them out 2-on-1. There's no really defense. He either hides and kills, or he outright confronts you and kills. But again, my strategy is to play off the strength of my partner here. Again, we have yet to hear how these two are going to work together. My guy is sword and shield, hand and foot. We go together like peanut butter and jelly.
When you bring out his when you ask about
you gotta let her ask the question directly. She's asking questions to people directly.
She did. She asked about Shredder.
She asked about Shredder.
That doesn't mean that she or is that because you can talk.
Oh my bad. I thought you weren't Shredder.
I can talk for my character. We teammates, right?
I thought you were talking about Shredder.
Yeah, I'm talking about Shredder.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. I took my
Come on, bro. Don't cut me off. All right, so look, Even when we talking about his godless, right? We're talking about a character who right here is using his godless up close and range on Batman, one of the best hand-to-hand combatants in all of DC. If he's using this and making Batman be on the defensive, then what is TJ's punching gloves gonna do against those godless? If he tries to do that, like throwing these right here, just imagine those being Bando's arms. So that's just him blocking. He blocked and it cut those batterings in half. So as soon as you try to throw one of those jabs or you throw one of those arms, you're getting sliced up. Because rather if I'm defending or I'm throwing an offensive, you're getting sliced.
Yeah. Or if Kingpin was to grab one of those arms, that's easily cut like Batman's cord. If you grab one of your arms, bloop, done. Can't roll it back. Combo. Kingpin holds you in a bear hug. I come up, I slice your throat. There's so many ways that this combo could kill TJ Combo and Bando. I don't think they even realize it. I think they're still thinking that these guys are regular opponents. We're supervillains compared to you guys. You guys are henchmen.
Okay. Lulu, you got any more questions, Lulu?
No, I'm good on that. Thank you guys.
Okay. For Team Mad Kings, his first question is directed for Shredder, for Battle Junkies. It's a two-part question. First and foremost, jog my memory. Make sure that I'm reminded that Shredder's gauntlets are not made of any special material. They are standard steel or titanium, correct?
Oh, yeah, no, they're standard steel.
Okay.
Standard steel is just the skill that he wields them at, is able to cut the skill and the strength that's able to cut things like batarangs mid-flight, things like that iron railing that he just casually cut in half while Batman dodged. Stuff like that. He just casually does that. And again, at the very beginning, casually cuts a telephone pole, like backhands it. Actually, Tekko Kage translates into backhanded hooks.
Okay.
So like he's able to casually just tomahawk that.
So that being said, they're made out of like regular titanium. How do you think those, like his proficiency and the weapons themselves compare up to Fulgore's plasma cutters? Because those things are a lot bigger from what I'm seeing there, and they are at a heat of 11,000 to 16,000 Kelvin. How do you think those are comparable?
I think I answered this the first round when he brought up Fulgore. It's not about the weapon; it's about who's wielding it. If Fulgore can't hit him with the weapon, it's useless. My guy's proficient in killing multiple people. He goes against the Ninja Turtles, who have been trained a whole lifetime in the art of Shinobi, and he fights them 4-on-1. Multiple weapons, multiple tactics, all going and playing at once. Dodging, weaving. Do you have the clip where he's fighting and they're throwing shurikens at him?
No, not the one where he's throwing shuriken. I don't think so.
Okay. But again, I just showed you a clip where he dodges laser blasts from light speed. And again, our opponent says like, oh yeah, they can't move at light speed. Like, yeah, clearly he can. Clearly he can.
So, Khan, this question is for you about Kingpin. You guys discussed your strategy being that Kingpin would mostly tank a lot of the damage, and you would have Shredder kind of go around and be the sword to take out the enemy, the sword and shield tactic. Just to make sure we are clear, can you clearly state what the limits of his durability are? Because we know he is not invincible, but we need to know where it caps off at.
So of course. I mean, like I said, Spider-Man, even Spider-Man himself has been forced to use gadgets on Kingpin. He used his own cane against Kingpin. There's a scan that I have where he goes against T'Challa, beats up T'Challa. We know the best hand-to-hand combatant in all of Marvel, and even he had to use an electric charge and say, yes, you beat me up, but I planted this electric charge on you that can take out like a whole elephant. So it knocked him out. So he's not impervious to things, to gadgets and things that are electrical charge, but when it comes to impact, he's one of the best people who can take impact. And like I said, he takes punches from Mr. Fix-It, who took a earthquake shattering hit, and he still didn't have any broken bones, didn't get knocked out, still was awake. So again, he may not be impervious to all damage, but it takes something very special to knock him out.
So that's not answering my question. My question was, where does his durability cap off at?
But that's my point. That's what I'm saying. You can't
unscalable. So
it's like can't scale it because
I asked the question. I asked the question because if he's lost fights before that do not involve gadgets, we've seen him lose a fight before where it didn't involve a gadget. I'm trying to get a general idea of where his durability caps off if he's not invincible. What scale of hit does he have to take for him to take that damage and feel that damage.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's unscalable. You can't sit here and say that, oh, like here's a scan of when, like everybody knows this scan of when Spider-Man fought Kingpin when he was in jail. Right. This was a martial arts trained by Shang-Chi Spider-Man with a character who hits at 100 tons. Again, being hit multiple times. So I don't know how many times can you scale 100-tonner hitting you with combos, moving at light speed multiple times, and be like, oh, well, if you hit me 100 times with 100-ton strength feat, yeah, you can knock me out. Like, if you want me to give just an answer, but it doesn't apply to the fight because none of my opponents have that strength feat.
All right.
Okay. For the other team, Bando, Khan showed a very good anti-scan depicting your character having the ability to get his arms broken, because your durability was a big thing for you, and the fact that he's able to get an arm broken, how would you say that in strategy or in durability, how would you counteract that, or do you have another scan or something to counteract that thought process?
I don't know if the scan that covers that was sent over, but like he was saying with my head getting pushed down, that wasn't actually done by the opponent. That was Bando did that himself to reduce the impact of being slammed on his neck. He pulled his head into his body, and then from there, like they were saying, like, you know, the joint manipulation. That's why Homie was able to do that, because at that point Bando could not move his body. Like, he got slammed on his head and pulled his head into his body to like turtle. I mean, no, like he did get slammed, but the reason his arm was broken is because at that point in time he was out of the fight. Like Katsumi was beating his ass because he slammed the nigga on his head. But what I'm saying is that is a skilled individual who was able to do that. So at the point where his anti-scan comes up, the man was already knocked out and no longer being combative. That was the circumstance of that scan.
Okay. Mr. London, TJ combo. So we've determined now at this point that one of the only ways to take down the Kingpin is hitting multiple times at a ton or more of strength. Can you give me any kind of credible resource or thought process as to why maybe TJ combo, because we know he has 180 hit combo, which is
188 combo that can lift over 700 pounds of force. Over. Okay.
And we know
because he moves Fulgur around with his maximum effort, and that is not factoring in when he's in his rage mode.
Okay, so
he's got
correct me if I'm wrong, but a ton is 1,000 pounds, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're at 700. That's still a 300 to 400 pound gap that we have to make up
without TJ factoring in his bonus.
Okay, let me hear from TJ specifically. Give me that as far as the strength feats they may have, because he has to output a lot of power. So we know he has a speed to hit 100 pounds, but he has to be able to hit him hard enough to keep him down.
Okay, well, I have two things for that. One, the first thing is you got to remember, all this was when TJ had the implants in him. But we also got to remember, we look back at his history. I don't know if that scan came through or if that was the one that was corrupted, but the implants were because TJ got lazy in his training and he lost the heavyweight championship. The implants were just a handicap because he didn't want to train at that point. So all these massive hits that TJ has been giving out, that was because the implants were just his handicap. When he took them out, his hitting strength actually became a lot stronger because he learned he had to get back in the gym and start training. So his regular hits are a lot stronger than the implants. The implants were just a handicap. And also, since we're talking about Kingpin's durability, we can use all the scans of Kingpin that was used in this, correct?
You can in the final rebuttal. In the final rebuttal round, you can. This is the question round. Give me a minute. You have one more.
Okay, this is the question round. Okay. But in one of the scans, we saw Daredevil throwing a shuriken at Bullseye. Using that scan right there, that same Daredevil who is human slid between Kingpin's legs and just kicked him in his knees and broke both of his legs. So you're telling me a regular man can break both of this big tank looking dude? So apparently Kingpin doesn't have that much durability. It's just a regular kick into the knees breaking.
Let that be in the rebuttal round. Let me finish these last two questions. I have two more questions to finish us off, at least for this round for the judges. Battle Junkies getting into Shredder. we've talked about how the Kingpin can counteract Yohei, but I need to know how is Shredder going to get around the fact that he can move his organs, move vertebrae, and also is a little bit more resistant to slashes and things of that nature. We know how Kingpin can get around that, but how can your character get around that?
Oh, easy. The guy's not as thick as a telephone pole. Doesn't matter where he moves his organs if he cuts them in half. 2, he's only moving his spine, not his actual organs. He's not shifting around his organs. But if he is, doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, if you get a fatal wound on someone who shifts around their body, he's gonna bleed out. And he's not gonna stick around and let him do it anymore. He's gonna continue stabbing. 1 stab, 2 stab, 3 stab. His opponent in the first round did, like he said, finger point techniques. He was able to hit the dude like 17 times, and he carried that damage into the next round. Imagine if Shredder did that with claws this big, right? 17 times. You can move your body around for the most part, but like, how much can you move your lungs? If I hit you 17 times with my claws, I move faster than the dude. So we're doing 17 as okay, my dude again move faster than somebody could react. If he could do that, by the time he reacts, the dude's covered in holes. Like, for all he's saying, he's a bona fide inflatable man from a car dealership. That's all his character is.
Okay. Last and final question I have.
Hi, Lulu.
Last and final question I have. This has been a big point of contention for Team Anger that they brought up as far as their field control. Battle Junkies is given a direct counter to how his character is acrobatic and can negate that earthquake. Con man, can you give me a valid reason as to why an earthquake wouldn't throw Kingpin off his game as far as mobility and whatnot?
Oh, well, one, Kingpin weighs way more than both of these characters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's solid wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I doubt that it will lift him. Again, we're talking about game mechanics when he says that it lifts characters in the air. He can't show an actual comic feat where, oh, there's a comic feat of this character doing this move and it lifts this ton amount of people into the air. He doesn't have that. He only has game mechanics, which that move's going to apply to anybody. So there's nothing scalable to say that it will lift somebody like Kingpin into the air.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. We're going to go ahead and go into this final rebuttal round, round 5, the conclusion round. In this round, both teams are free to talk back and forth, exchange conversation. You can get off whatever you want to get off here. After this, you're done. And then it goes to the judges for decision. It's a 3-minute round. Let me go ahead and get the timer ready. And you guys are free to go whenever you want.
All right, so I guess I'll start. Huh? Yeah, you can bring scans. Go ahead if you want.
Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead first.
Okay, so basically, I want to bring up. You keep saying that my character's durability was brought into question, right? My question is, why isn't it not one of these opponents have brought up any person who has knocked out Kingpin, has shown how much durability he has, but yet my character's durability is being brought into question. If you can't bring up a scan to show Kingpin getting knocked out or show the fact that he can't take certain amount of punches, then that's invalid. You can't put his durability into question when I showed you how much he can tank. How much it goes to the extensive of, my opponents have to prove, but yet all they're talking about is theory. They have nothing to prove to say that they can knock out Kingpin, and me and my opponents just showed you how we fight people way above their class all the time. Rather that be Mutant Ninja Turtles, rather that be me fighting Daredevil and fighting Spider-Man, they're lifting and moving faster than these people. He's dodging lasers, and I'm literally catching hits from Spider-Man and catching his legs and catching his webs and bringing him closer to me. So I don't see anything that they're bringing to the fight that's going to stop any of our characters from being on the assault. They will have to be on the defensive. And as soon as one of our characters get close, we have the killing blows. We have the weapons. They have no weapons. I have the strength. He doesn't have the strength. I have the durability. And he hasn't proven one point where his character has tanked anything that Kingpin can push out. So my question would be,
so I just want to point out is
show me something that where you can tank any punch from Kingpin.
So since Kingpin is just being used Kingpin as in like the old wide open character, right? Then that would mean that he got his ass whooped by Kate Bishop, right? Like he got beat up by a little girl with a bow as well and got knocked out?
No. No.
Well, you are using just
No.
Kingpin, so whatever Kingpin it does, like you're not using 616 and the and the comic book, like you're using all of Kingpin because you're using Spider-Verse, you're using.
Where are your skins, bro?
Well, no, I'm asking you a question.
Why you asking me? You should show me if you know.
I mean, it's your character. These are your scans, right? So I'm asking, because you're using Kingpin from all verses. So that means it's also the one that got knocked out by the little girl with the bow, right?
But I'm saying though, can you show that?
They're not my scans.
Okay, so then
you don't have a scan like that.
Fallacies. You talk about everything Ethereum, so you can show something on scan. None of that shit means something to me, bro. That's made up.
Me, I can show. I can show my scan about Shredder. Shredder has been shown the move. Shredder has been shown to dodge laser beams from Bebop, but my character has dodged hyper beams and laser beams from Fulgor.
Time. That's fine. That's time.
I think he is currently.
That was a good fight. Now we're going to get into final decisions. This is what's going to end it. This is going to decide who's going to move on. Lulu, what is your decision? Who won this fight?
You just want me to say, or am I elaborating?
You can elaborate whatever you want to say.
Okay. So for Mad Kings, your intro was really strong, and I appreciate that. You brought details to characters that support your powers and abilities, so they complemented each other well. Each one of you held your ground for weapons and defense, so it elaborated that you really didn't need each other. You could do it independently. So I'm glad that you all were able to express, your individual strengths as well as together for round one. I would love to have heard more from Shredder in round 3, but overall, you both gave due diligence, especially in your rebuttals. For Anger, I was introduced to some new characters. Bando's presence for the intro was beautiful. Round 1, you both were heavy hitters. I appreciate that. I would have loved to gain more info that shows how do you defeat your opponents. Round 2 rebuttals, they weren't really that strong for me. I wanted a little bit more. Your other rounds were really, really great though. More specifically, whether it's this tournament or any other ones, I would want for you all to be extremely specific with who you're fighting and knowing what the categories are of how you intentionally would overall reign against those people that you're fighting with for the exact topic. So for overall, I'm going to have to go with the dynamic duos that are villains. I'm going to have to go with Mad Kings on this.
Okay. So I'm going to call in the mail-in vote from Aisha while she was here. She didn't really have all the reasoning as to why she decided this, but she decided Team Anger was her pick.
Okay, 1-1.
Okay. Damn.
So 1-1.
Of course, it's going to be put on me for the last one. Okay. So from what I've heard, because I've tried to get a good grasp on everything as it goes on, and a big point of contention for this battle was the durability, obviously. And I think it was really vital that Khan had that anti-scan showing that Yohei could be hurt. But on the same flip side, it was also discussed at some point that the Kingpin does have vital organs that are susceptible to being injured. Like, but he didn't have invulnerable eyes, like you said, eardrum, things of that nature. But again, like you said, we haven't seen anything. Well, we have seen something as far as Bando saying that he's a doctor and he knows what things are vital.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's a doctor, point. Like you can assume.
But on that same point, the reason why I kept asking the same question as far as where Kingpin's durability caps off at is because if he's not invincible, I need to have a justifiable reasoning as to why he can tank certain hits that these other characters can dish out. And that's due to the fact because we've seen him lose in bare knuckle fights beforehand. So I have to have some kind of cap. And to Bando's point, as far as him, if you're not using a specific version of the character that is invulnerable to certain things, we've seen him lose in different instances throughout comics. But again, I'm not going to take the Kate Bishop thing into account because that scan was not brought forth. So I can only take into account what was presented in front of me. But from what was presented in front of me as far as the scan of Derek, because this is the only one I can really go off of that was presented as far as the Deadpool scan, in that Kingpin does mention that if he was to get shot in that head, he would die in that moment. So he said a direct bullet directly to the skull would kill him. He admitted that himself in that skin at Shoot by Fourth. Going into TJ combo, I think a lot of the difficulties we had here with you was the diversity as far as fighting. I don't think you ever brought forth a really good explanation as to how you would counteract a fighter like Shredder, who would take out legs and things of that nature, because you're classically trained in hand-to-hand martial arts or hand-to-hand combat. You're not really taking a lot of legs into account. So I do think that was a weakness there. I think this is a tough call for me, and I have to try to take out all bias aside. I'm probably going to lean onto Team Anger for this one, and more so for the fact of
crazy.
They gave me what I wanted as far as the ability to hit hard, as far as hard enough to put down Kingpin. Because again, the only thing I went off of, you told me Spider-Man took him down by hitting him with over a ton's worth of force multiple times.
I said 100 times.
You said you didn't say 100 tons.
I said 100, over 100 times, and then you said he got shot in the face. Kingpin literally survived being shot in both of his eyes, and all he did was be blind. The nigga his brain was fine, and he could still fight.
But therein lies a difficult thing, though, because again, if you're using a broad version of the character in one of these scans, you directly brought forth. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I have to take everything into account then if you're not bringing forth a specific thing. And from what you showed me a specific scan where your character admitted if he were to get shot in the head, he would die. That's what you.
So what does that have to do with these niggas who don't got a gun?
No, my point, you brought that up as far as the gun thing. My biggest point was what would it take to put him down? And we said a ton, and we said a lot of hits. And when it goes to TJ combo and him having a 180 hit combo, he's going to hit you fast. He's going to hit you with a lot of strength. That's as far as I went. That's my thought process on it. I think it was a slim victory, but that's what I have to pick for me. I'd be disingenuous if I picked otherwise.
That's crazy. It is what it is.
But that's all I have. This was a great debate. This was a tough one. This literally came down to like my final questions, because I had to cross-examine it a bunch of times to try to figure out what my thought process was going to be. Because I think each round, Lulu, you can probably give your thoughts on it, but I know for me, each round it went back and forth. With each rebuttal round, each anti-scan, it came down to my final questions.
They didn't even have an anti-scan. They had no anti-scans.
Again,
none.
For me, going off the information presented. Lulu,
what
do you have any
anti-scans though? So
Lulu,
if a rebuttal
do you have any
round was
final
so
thoughts?
good, you said, okay, for example, the dude can, y'all can hang, Bando, you can hop off if you want to. Y'all already won.
Let's finish up the show. Hold on, let's finish up the show. We can have this conversation after the fact, but
we always do this. We always do this on the show.
Yeah, but people have to go is what I'm saying. We've already made the final decisions. Let's give me a second. Lulu, do you have anything like any last words?
No, it was really good. This week was the best I've seen in the sense of rebuttals and going back and forth with each other. So it was exciting. I really appreciate that. But no, this was a good one.
Okay. I guess it's a good place for Bando. TJ, do you guys have anything you want to plug? Any platforms, anything of that nature?
Just to go with what Khan was saying, I told him from the beginning that I was going to be relying more on the debate argument rather than having the full pictures, because I'm not a main character. So, hey, as long as my words did the thing, because of course you got better scans and better pictures, Dinger, that shit, you have a whole roll of badass stuff to use, and you did it well.
All right, TJ or London, I don't know what I'll be calling you both.
Just call me London.
Okay.
I just want to say I appreciate being a part of this, and I enjoy it, and I enjoyed the battle. Kingpin, you was the hardest one for me to have to go against. I'm going to admit, Kingpin's durability and some of the scans that you showed me, I knew pretty much zero about Kingpin. The only thing I knew about Kingpin was just the only part of his durability to where he got his legs kicked in. That kind of defeated the durability part right there. A regular man kicked in his legs and broke both of his legs. Shredder, you was a powerful adversary. The only thing I can give about Shredder was comparable to Fulgore with the blades. But whereas Shredder's blades were like about that, Fulgore's was like about that. So that's where I I gotta throw some comparison between Fulgore and Shredder. But I'm gonna say both of my opponents, you guys chose some very powerful hard hitters, and I was stumped in this.
I don't know.
I
don't know, bro.
I just want to say thank you.
Like I said, I think it's the difference between debate and power. Like your character, straight up fight, probably. Debating wise, I feel like it's up for the judges to decide what they feel like made the better argument. As far as like raw powers and all that shit, I mean, Kingpin pretty much outscales everybody because he fights fucking yeah. But also, this is a martial arts tournament. What's the scaling? Like, isn't there a certain limit where you're over what is allowed in the tournament? And so, like,
No,
Kingpin's just been used a whole lot and can always just throw shit down.
Right, but the difference is I showed we put the limits within the whole 2-ton shit, right? I showed the scan specifically where he's lifting over a ton and 300 pounds, right?
But wouldn't your durability break that though? Like if it's within 2 tons, saying that you were only beaten by a guy who can throw 100-ton blows puts your durability outside of what is admissible for the tier that you said, right?
No,
so like if 2 tons is the limit.
Because durability wise isn't about what I output, it's about what I can take. So
that's why I said it's a tier limit.
Hold on, but listen. With that being said, that is my special ability. I'm still within the human ability, just like how Bando shouldn't be able to get his fucking net not broke because he's hella flexible. But with my character, because it's not about his flexibility, it's all about his muscles. His muscles can take shit. That's just how his character works. That's not my fault the way that the character was written. He's in tier. We all voted. We all said he was in tier, just the way we said Bando was in tier. So regardless of me saying that, okay, he can take these punches, he can take these punches. It's how you scale it. Fucking Spider-Man has hit Daredevil, he tanks it. I mean, or has taken it, and Daredevil has beaten Spider-Man. Same thing with Captain America. So it's all about consistency. The difference is that my character has been consistently winning against these characters, and Bando has consistently failed or been knocked out or lost. My point is, how does my character lose when I prove all the ways my character can beat him, but he didn't prove how he can beat Kingpin? And that was literally my last question, the last round, and there was no answer. I don't get it. I don't get it, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
I mean, it is also a martial arts contest, and we're ignoring the fact that I poke you in the eye, you blink, I stab in the ear.
But you have never done that in the fight.
But it's
you have
fight.
No scans where he does anything unconventional besides trying to slap or hit niggas.
That's just like
your character has eyes. He's never hit nobody in the ears. None of that.
He literally
okay, my body is impervious, but what about his eyes? What about his ears? And I brought it up. I said, well, show me a scan where he does that. You did not. So again, how do you beat this nigga? You can't just go by assumption and say, well, he will do it, and he's never done it. He literally says in the beginning of his first fight with the doctor was, I don't have a stance because I don't have a particular style. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because he just attacks what works. He hits you in the head, he hits you in the face.
Okay.
The background information is all there, and this is a debate.
Somebody who is actually trained in martial arts and is stronger than you, has more durability than you, for some reason loses because what again? That's my point. Okay, let's
not turn this into another rebuttal round.
It's not a rebuttal. It's a question. The question that still hasn't been answered.
And the show is over with. It's over with. We're running for about a good hour, for almost 2 hours now. We gotta let it go.
That's crazy. Answer the question though. How does he lose?
Let's talk about this off after we all log off.
People have to go.
That's crazy. Niggas can't answer the question, but niggas lost. That's crazy to me.
I mean, I ain't the judge, dog.
I know, but it's crazy because it doesn't make sense.
Off air, baby doll.
Off air. Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Junkies, you have a platform you want to promote before we get up out of here?
Battle Junkies, I haven't posted anything while I'm playing. I'm dropping some new battles soon. So if you like unique type of matchups and battles that you guys want to use it for future debates, hit me up. Battle Junkies, Battle_Junkies on IG and TikTok.
Okay. Lulu, you have your platforms?
Just Hatchet Face Lulu on Instagram.
All right. Con Man, you want to promote your platforms?
No, fuck that shit. Y'all cheated us, bro. Charlie, you an asshole, bro. We should have fucking lost. And these niggas had no weapons, have no door.
All right, y'all. This has been Tapping No Capping. Thank y'all for tuning in. This has been a tough tournament. It's been a hard fought tournament. And we'll see you guys for, I think, next week for the next round. Peace.
You sound crazy.